Hey guys, my name is Ian from Wheel Every Weekend, and I'm joined by my friend Braden from Overland Outfitters. And we just finished up testing a ton of mid-budget shocks, completely blind. And we're doing a little bit of a deep dive into kind of the exterior of the shocks and what's going on with them. And Braden, these were a shocker. Honestly, I had zero expectations for these.
Well, we had expectations.
Well, yeah, okay.
We had negative expectations
because
we really, and even after testing these, still believe foam does not belong in shocks. It's just what we think.
But also, they're very good.
I still am in denial, if I'm totally honest. I don't want to say that they're really good now that I know what they are, but they were, what were they, like maybe 4th in our test?
Yeah.
So 4th out of 6 is still pretty good, a lot better than we thought. Mm-hmm. We thought that they were going to be dead last, and they weren't.
No, and they were totally acceptable. Mm-hmm. And what surprised me is I assumed, we watched a video on how these are made and what's inside of them, and it made me assume that like low speed might be okay, but high speed would really suffer because these are non-pressurized shocks. These are the only shocks that have no internal pressure in them. And you can see that because as I compress this thing, which compresses very easily, it doesn't extend.
Yeah.
And you can hear it cavitating even when I just compress it like that. My assumption was this is gonna be horrible at speed, but even though the shock is likely cavitating, that like foam yoga mat looking thing in there just ramps up the pressure, and it just flat out works, honestly.
Yeah. I do think it's really funny that of all the shocks we tested, these are the only ones without any pressure in them, and they're the only ones that say, "Don't drill me."
Yeah.
With a sticker right on it.
None of the other ones do. Like if you're keen to drill into some shocks, these would be the ones to do it, quite frankly. Not any of the other ones. So that is a bit odd. I had actually an Ironman fridge for a couple years, and it was good too.
Yeah,
I was really impressed with it. So.
Ironman is supposedly competing with ARB.
Yeah.
And I would say they are. Like the build quality is good. Admittedly, it is good. Whatever you think about Green and the Hulk guy on the front, I mean, they are well built. They got a Cleveite bushing in them. They got the infinite adjustment with the locking ring. You know, it's a good shock, and even the paint seems quite good. Kind of like the Dobinsons. Yeah,
I was impressed with that. I will say the instructions for these are not so hot.
Yeah, grammar. Yeah, no. English, like. You don't feel like you're buying a quality product when you open up the pamphlet, that's for sure.
But when you drive in them, they are a quality product, which kind of pains me to say, because honestly, like I'm eating my words right now, because forever without even testing these things, I was like, nah. You know how I am.
Yep.
That's exactly how I am.
That's exactly how you are.
And once again, I have to publicly admit that I was wrong.
I mean, I'm in the same boat, honestly. I even got... You know, if you haven't seen Shock Value yet, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I got this wrong. Yeah. So,
I will say that, I mean, admittedly, I got this wrong too, and I was just guessing the opposite of what you guessed.
Just for dramatic effect.
Yeah, but I did believe that these must be the worst ones, and...
They weren't.
Yeah, they were quite good.
Simply, they weren't. So, I mean, happy to eat my words, you know.
I honestly might sell them. I know that these like non-pressurized foam shocks are kind of popular in the military, which I believe is for like airlift operations where the pressure change won't cause them to leak or something. I could be getting that completely wrong, but I don't know, man. I mean, I thought at high speeds they would be really bad, and the opposite is really true. They were almost better at high speeds than low speeds.
Yeah, it's true.
I didn't see coming. They're a twin tube design. They're non-pressurized. They're everything I've been told doesn't work. There's a yoga mat inside them, and they're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah. So, Ironman, you guys got us.
Yep.
Good job.
You got us. Good job. It's it's still hard for me to accept, but I'll admit it. I was wrong.
I was wrong too.
They're not bad, and yeah, that's kind of all we have to say about these things.
Yeah. I mean, this to me is the one shock that I was like truly blown away by.
And honestly, this is why we're blind testing these shocks, because if I knew that these were the shocks on the truck, I would have been way more nitpicky than I was with any other shock, just because I want them to fail. So doing it blind forces me to accept that they were decent.
Honestly, quite good, yeah. And I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Maybe we should cut up some horse stall mats and shove them in our bypasses and see what we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I was really impressed with them.
All right, so with stock shocks being a 5 out of 10 baseline, what are you rating these out of 10?
Kind of begrudgingly, I'm at a 6.2. And I think that even might be my bias against them, because honestly, they maybe should be rated higher.
Interesting.
What are you at?
I rated them at a 7.
Yeah, that's probably where I should be.
And I was begrudging with that too, but I felt like, you know what? Honestly, it's kind of where they are.
Yep. Yeah, I was pumped on them.
Yeah. I mean, 7 out of 10, I think, I don't know, maybe we average at a 6.5, but yeah, it's, they're not bad.
Yeah, they're definitely an upgrade.
Good. They're definitely an upgrade, 100%.
Yep.
So
that's cool.
7 out of 10 for me.
Yep.
Something funny about installing these shocks is when I was assembling them, because I just assembled all the shocks before they were installed by the team, the instructions were saying, like, because these were all loose. A lot of the times they come preset in the right spot, but these ones were all loose. So I looked at the instructions and it's like, compare to your stock shock and put them in the same place. And I was like, that doesn't seem to make much sense. It's a different coil, it's a different shock length, like everything's different. Why would I do that? And what if I didn't even have the stock shocks? I would just be guessing, which I felt like I was anyways. But it's just, the instructions for these shocks are very subpar.
Yeah, and we're kind of talking in circles here about these things.
Yeah.
They're good, they're not bad.
Yep.
So thank you guys for watching. I guess on that bombshell, my name is Ian from Wheel Every Weekend, Brandon from Overland Outfitters. If you guys are looking to buy shocks, you can check out wheeleveryweekend.com, overlandoutfitters.ca. You can like, follow, and subscribe if you like what we're doing and you want to see more of this stuff. It really helps us out. And our whole goal with this is to be blind, objective, and we want to make sure that you get the best product possible. And maybe this is one of them.
Maybe.
I might have to admit it.
Yep.
Maybe foam does belong in shocks.
Who knew?
Who knew?